How's it going, everyone? Yosef back here with another video, and I hope you're having an amazing week so far. Today, we are going to take a look at the 2025 Volkswagen Golf GTI. It's the new Mark 8.5 generation, the facelift for the current generation of the GTI. And I'm really excited to show it to you. There are some things that are very different, some things that have remained the same. But before we get into the video, if you're new to the channel, my name is Yosef. I happen to be a car enthusiast with 3 kids, and I used to sell cars in the past. So if you're interested in my perspective, please subscribe. All right, now on with the video. So here's the thing, this is going to be a bit of a short video and not my typical car review because, well, a lot of the GTIs and Golf Rs have been pre-sold. So it's a little difficult for me to get a hold of one and drive one around. But I was at Martin Grove Volkswagen. Shout out to Zach, who's the sales manager there. Really awesome guy and an awesome team over there. They let me do a little quick walk around of the car, take a look at it, and film this video. So if you're in Vaughan of the GTA and you're interested in buying a Volkswagen, head over to Martin Grove Volkswagen, show them some support, say hi to Zach, and let him know that you came to him from me. Okay, so let's talk about the Golf GTI. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Golf GTI is the OG for hot hatches. It's the fun, practical, cool family car that can also give you a thrill on the weekends and when you put your foot down. And this is the new refreshed version that came out just this year. There was a new model that came out back in 2022, and Volkswagen decided, after some complaints with the infotainment system and some other challenges, that they were going to refresh it again for one more generation before it goes electric. And this is it. And the Golf GTI, to be honest with you, is one of my favorite cars because it does everything so well. So let's see what's changed from the previous generation, from the Mark 8 model. Well, this new refreshed GTI has got a new front fascia, some new wheels, which I think look exceptional, and you've got some new headlights and a refreshed interior. Most of the vehicle, though, however, has stayed exactly the same. We still get the fantastic 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that puts out 241 horsepower and about 273 foot-pounds of torque. And it's connected to the super fast shifting 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. In Canada, you can get the GTI in 2 configurations, the base model and the one that we have here, which is the top trim Autobahn. And the base model starts at around $39,000 Canadian, with this Autobahn specifically spec'd up all the way to $49,000 Canadian, which is a lot of money for a GTI. That being said, though, you do get a lot for your money. It's a beautiful looking car. I love all the modernizations that they've done to this Mark 8.5 generation on the outside. I love the dual exhaust and the sporty styling and the fact that it's still practical enough to carry the family and all your groceries for a week. One other notable change for this new model GTI is that the GTI logo that we had on the front fender, that has disappeared, and now we've got this big bold GTI lettering on the front doors, which kind of looks really cool. Some people don't like it, but it still looks pretty cool. One other really cool feature on the exterior of the car is this projector. When you unlock the car, it projects on the road this really cool GTI and sort of golf ball logo. That's changed from the previous generation. We had before just a golf ball looking thing, and that didn't look as good. It's really nice that they've added the GTI logo in there. Moving to the interior of the refreshed Golf GTI, you'll notice that the door card has remained almost exactly the same, although you have this new insert that looks really cool. It's textured instead of the flat plasticky part that they had before, but you do have very nice soft touch materials here, and you've got a felt line door pocket. Volkswagen also does a really nice job of giving you these aluminum pedals, including a dead pedal. The seats are also really nice. They hug you beautifully. They are contoured really nicely and they look great. I love the Nappa leather that they've got on these. It's a nice option for the Autobahn trim, and they're heated and ventilated. So you've got a lot of creature comforts that come along with it. And you don't have to go and adjust everything manually. The driver's side seat also has power, seat controls, and 3-stage memories. One of the big interior changes is the steering wheel. What you'll notice is this new generation has physical buttons. Previously, they were all touch sensitive, and the new Golf R actually still has the touch sensitive buttons. It's only the GTI that gets these really nice physical buttons. So if you're not a fan of the touch stuff and you want to go back old school to the physical buttons, the GTI is the only Volkswagen Golf product that you can buy right now with that. This is a great example of Volkswagen listening to their fan base and making some changes. The only other big change for the interior here is this giant screen. You'll notice this infotainment system is very similar to what you get in the Atlas and the ID.4, and it's a welcome change because in the Mark 8 generation, the 2022 to 2024 models, they only had a small screen that was very laggy, had an older sort of infotainment style system. This one is much more intuitive, it's much quicker to respond, and it works really well. It's just a matter of taste, whether you like something a little bit bigger kind of tacked on here versus not. But overall, with my experience so far playing around with it, it functions very nicely and is a big upgrade from the previous generation. Also, I have to mention that the sliders at the bottom here are much better because they're backlit and they're easier to navigate than the previous generation. So there's more real estate, it's easier to find where to put your finger, and it's much better to use. And just below the infotainment screen, you notice we still had those few buttons. You also have the really nice material over here, that mesh metal sort of look, but it's plastic. It does feel very nice. It's got some good texture. And just behind the shift lever, you have a cup holder in there that kind of looks really cool. It's not the most functional cup holder system in the world, but it does work well. And my favorite feature of the interior of the Golf is this cubby and the armrest. Not only is the cubby deep, but the armrest can slide forward and backwards, and it ratchets up and down. So you can get a comfortable driving position with your elbow resting on this armrest, no matter what your shape or size. And I absolutely love that. I wish more automakers did that. Other than that, the interior is relatively simple. It's a very German, clean looking design. No frills, nothing more than what you need. And I think it looks great. It's very functional, and the ergonomics are a bit better now with that bigger screen and the physical buttons. But otherwise, it is a nice place to be. The materials are great. The fit and finish is excellent. And it's a very nice car for the money. Carried forward from the Mark 8 generation, you also have a wireless charging pad over there, which is cooled. And you've got this really nice piano black finish over here with the shift lever. And generally speaking, a very nice interior design. And it's great because they haven't changed things that work. They really only focused on the things that people complained about that really didn't work well. And the digital gauge cluster and all of the screens look and feel very nice, very high quality, and the technology is great relative to some of the competitors. So well done, Volkswagen. Moving to the back of the new GTI, not much has changed back here. You still have the same door card, a little bit of cost cutting because you're losing that cool material under the door pull, but otherwise everything's very soft touch, and you've got the felt lining in the door pocket. One other thing that I'll mention for the back area is you've got the same quality leather seats back here. They look great, they feel great, and you also have the very nice Nappa leather material there and the ISOFIX points that are easy to get to. Legroom is okay back there, not a tremendous amount of space, but more than enough for what you would need for the daily duties. And you've got a very nice fold-down armrest with some more cup holders just for a little more practicality, and it's integrated well, so you've got some room for your arms to rest and some cup holders on the side. There is also a really nice climate control section back here, so the kids sitting in the back also have their own heated seats and climate vents. And you'll also find 2 USB-C charge ports down there. Now moving to the cargo area of the GTI, I love the way you open the trunk. Instead of having just a regular button, you flip up the logo, and that's also where the backup camera is. Taking a look at the cargo area, you've got a lot of room back here, surprisingly so. I find with my Golf R that I can fit a full week's shopping in there for the family of 5 that we have, or all of my photography gear without a problem. And I love that you've got a pass-through over there for larger items. I use it all the time with my photography, and that way you don't have to put down one of the seats just to be able to put large stuff in there. Under the load floor, you'll notice that you also have a spare tire. Not a large one, but it is nice that we've got a spare tire down here and not just a can of Fix-A-Flat. Thank you, Volkswagen, for that. So to wrap things up, here are my thoughts on the new Golf GTI. I really like the way it looks. I think the new headlights and front fascia and just general small tweaks around the car look great. It modernizes it a little bit and looks that much better. I really like the new interior. I think the infotainment system is great. It functions a lot better than the previous generation. I'm not a huge fan of the big tacked on screen. That is probably the only drawback, but otherwise it is great. I am very sad that we've lost the manual transmission. I wish that was still an option, and the price keeps creeping up. So if you're interested in one of these, this is the last time you'll be able to get it for this type of a price before it goes electric, and I can only imagine the price getting a lot higher from there. I think if it were my money, I would still go for the base model GTI or if I really wanted to spend around $50,000, I would save a little bit more money and go for the Golf R. It gives you that much more performance, and it's really nice having the all-wheel drive. But otherwise, it's a fantastic car, and for anybody looking for a hatchback, a small form factor car that can fit the family, do the daily duties, and also give you a spirited, sort of exciting feeling when you're driving it around, the Golf GTI does it better than almost anything else on the road. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. And a big thank you again to Zach and the entire team at Martin Grove Volkswagen for letting me spend some time with this new Golf GTI. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.